Hello friends, this is Dr. Sudhan Sharma again, and today we will be discussing about formulas and functions part 2. We will be focusing about the built-in functions, and built-in functions are in fact very important from the point of view of any spreadsheet software. And in this session the objectives are in fact to understand the built-in functions available in MS Excel, and apart from this we will be understanding about the different type of built-in functions. Now what are built-in functions? In the last session we already took care of that, how to edit the functions, how to insert the functions, and we had already discussed that in order to work with functions we are supposed to work with the formula bar. When we enter into the formula tab, the ribbon appears where we are having a category or a variety of formula sections, be it related to mathematics and trigonometrical functions, logical functions or financial functions, date and time functions, and lookup functions. Apart from this, we are having a category where more functions is reflected, and under that category you can take care of the statistical functions and different other type of the function. We will be discussing all that in this session. Now the moment you click into any of the tabs, be it say mathematical and trigonometrical function, you click, then you will find that a different class of functions will appear under that category. And but if you want to look into the overall package, then you can directly click on the insert function option, which is reflected under the FX section of the formula tab in the main ribbon. The moment you click the insert function, a window will appear, and where you will find a different categories of the function. You can click on any of the categories, and you can choose your own requirement function as per your requirement. So you are having a formula tab, and you can choose the insert function button, and then you can go ahead with the working of that function. So broadly speaking, we are having 6 type of built-in functions, and likewise we are having the financial functions, logical functions, text functions, date and time functions, lookup and reference functions, mathematical and trigonometrical functions, and in the more functions tab we are having the statistical and engineering functions. So the moment you click the statistical functions, you can work with the statistics part. Firstly, we are supposed to discuss with the logical functions. It is already communicated to you in the last session that we can customize our own functions, we can customize our own formulas by using the one function into another function, because function returns a value, and by using different combinations we can fulfill the requirement of our working, be it related to mathematics or engineering or whatever. Now the logical functions involves 3 type of functions in general: if, and or. Now if function, the moment it is a conditional function, that if something is true then perform this, otherwise do something else. So we can have the nested if, where we can incorporate if function into another if function, and when multiple criteria decision making, that is MCDM, is to be fulfilled, then we can use nested if statements, and where we are using one if statement into another if statement. This is very fruitful statement which is very much required in decision making. Second logical function is AND function. That means either of the, if all the conditions are true, then only the output is true. That means if we are having 2 inputs, say A and B, and we want to check the output, then the output will appear only when the condition A and condition B both are true. But if we want to check that if either of the condition, that is either A or B, that means A is true or B is not true, A is not true and B is true, and we can also have the output then when both are true, then the best option is to use for the OR as a logical function. Subsequently, we are having the mathematical and trigonometrical function. The most frequently used functions are sum, product, sum if. As it is already said that sum is related to the addition of the values present in the cell. Similarly, the product is related to the multiplication of the multiple values present in different cells. But sum if is again a customized function where we had integrated sum and if function, that is a logical function and the mathematical function, and formulated a new function, that is sum if. That means if some condition, some specific criteria is fulfilled, then only add the values, otherwise don't. But if we are having multiple criterias and if those multiple criterias are fulfilled, then only we are supposed to add the value. Then instead of sum if, we are supposed to use sum ifs, that is sum ifs. Other important function is round function, which round off the number is specified number to a specified number of digits. And ceiling and floor functions, many a time it is required to set the upper bound and the lower bound of any number. Then under that situation, we are supposed to deal with the ceiling and the floor function. So ceiling rounds a number up to a multiple of significance, and floor rounds down a number to a multiple of significance. So that means by looking at sum if and sum ifs, you can see that you can integrate logical functions with the mathematical function, and accordingly you can develop your own functions. Similarly, over here the statistical function category relates to different statistical functions. Likewise, count is very prominent, and we had already discussed in the past session the execution of countif function, where the count function counts all the values in a range, and average function calculates the average numbers of different numbers present in a range. But if we want to find that means a descriptive statistics. If you want to deal with the descriptive statistics, that what is the maximum value, what is the minimum value, what is the average, how many observations are there, if some data is missing, that means if data is blank, then what is to be done, and a conditional counting is to be performed, then countif is to be required. If you want to perform averaging only if certain conditions are met, then average if is to be performed. So there are different statistics which are related to these formulas and functions. So we can drag out various information by using these statistical functions. We are also having the components of inferential statistics. I hope you know that we are having two types of statistics: descriptive statistics and your inferential statistics. And in descriptive statistics, you generally deal with what is the type of data. In fact, what is the maximum value, minimum value, what is the range, how many values are there any blank values, and what is the average, what is the skewness, kurtosis, and all those things. So they are related to the descriptive part. But if we want to go for the inferential statistics also, we are having the functions and measures and mechanism in Excel to deal with the inferential statistics, where we perform chi-test, f-test, t-test, z-test, and ANOVA, Markova, and different type of mechanism. All these helps are being available when we are dealing with the statistical functions. So statistics and mathematics goes hand in hand, and they are very much required, be it the field of the data science or machine learning, or be it the field of simple engineering or mathematics or statistics. So they are very fruitful and useful functions, and we will be learning about the usage of these functions in our subsequent sessions. Now lookup and reference functions are also very important. Say we want to look at the price list of a particular product. Say a grocery store is there where thousands of the products are there. The moment you select a product, you want to know that what is the actual price of that product, or if some discount scheme is going on, or if some reward points are there when you select that particular product. Then will you be mapping it into the multiple columns? But that will be very time consuming. In order to solve that problem, we are having a lookup and reference function which is known as VLOOKUP. The VLOOKUP is a function which looks vertically down a list to find a record and returns information related to that record. That means you select, say a grocery store is there, and you select a brand of biscuits, and you want that for a particular brand, then what is the price and what is the discount and what should be the selling price or what is the purchase price. All those information should automatically appear at one point. Then you are supposed to work with the VLOOKUP. Automatically further we are having HLOOKUP function. The difference in between VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP is that if you drag out the information in a horizontal manner, then you are supposed to work with the HLOOKUP function, but if you want to drag out the information in a vertical manner, then you are supposed to work with the VLOOKUP function. Don't mind, we will be working with these VLOOKUP and HLOOKUPs in subsequent sessions, but at this point of time we are supposed to just understand that what are the different type of functions we are having in this category. The next most important function which is frequently used is match, and this function returns the position of a value in a list, that this particular item is occurring at which position in the list. And if we want to know that what is the specific position of a particular item, then instead of match we are supposed to work with the index option of the lookup and reference function. Now we are having a text function. Many a times we are supposed to segregate first name, middle name, last name, or we are supposed to concatenate multiple names all together, or we want to transform an integer or a number into a text. We want to know the length of a particular string, or we want to remove the unnecessary space bars which are available in any cell. Then we are supposed to work with the text functions. So concatenate is a function which combines two or more string into one single cell, and this is very important when we want to integrate the multiple entries made at different cell, and we want to have a cumulative value in one particular cell. Now dollar is a function that converts number to a text, and with a dollar sign as a prefix. That means by using this function we can transform a number into a text, and how to distinguish that it is transformed into text, then a dollar sign appears as a prefix of that text one. Now length is len is another text function which returns the length of the content present in a particular cell. If we want to remove the unwanted spaces in a cell, then we are supposed to use the trim function, which is again one of the text function. And if we want to repeat particular characters at a specified number of times, then rept function is required. Apart from this, we are having a left, right and mid function which are used to extract the specific number of characters from the start of the cell, from the end of the cell and from the middle of the cell. That means if you want to say, if we are having a number concatenate, and if we want to drag out the last three characters, then we are supposed to work with the right text function. If you want to drag out the first three characters, then we are supposed to work with the left function, and if we want to work out with the number of characters present in the middle of that concatenate, then we are supposed to work with the mid function as a text. Now many a times it is required to transform the upper and the lower. That means in the upper case, and in the lower case we want to transform the text. This is also used in MS Word where we transform the text into the uppercase or in the lower case. In Excel also we are having the function upper and the lower, where we pass on the arguments and that text is transformed in the uppercase and the lower case. And apart from this, we are having a replace function which replaces the existing characters in a cell with a different set of characters, and this is these are some of the important text functions which we are frequently working with. Now we are having another class of functions, that is date and time function. The date functions, many times when you are filling the forms, it is very much required that what is your age on this date, or when you are drafting your HR policies, that how many working days should be there, that or after these many days on which date one should join, and what is the today's date, or what is the time you want to work out that at this point of time some project should accomplish. Then you are supposed to deal with the date and time functions. The most important is date function. This function returns selected cell in the format MM, DD and YYY format, which is a default format. And month function returns the name of the month given by a number between 1 to 12, where 1 represents January and 12 represents December. Now today returns the current date and now returns the current date and time. Now if you are supposed to find out the day corresponding to a date represented by a number between 1 and 31, that means you want to press the date in between 1 and 31 and you want to know what is the analogous day, then you are supposed to work with this function. And apart from this corresponding date in an year, then you are supposed to work with the year function. Now workday is very interesting function. It returns the date, a specified number of working days before and after a date. So if you want to know the number of working days before and after a date, then you are supposed to work with the workday. And accordingly we are having a weekday which returns the day of the week corresponding to a specified date. That means you want to know that which day of the week we are supposed to deal with, then you are supposed to work with weekday. And of the month, that is EO month, calculates the last day of the month, specified number of month before or after a date. So they are some of the very important functions when you are dealing with the project execution, formulation, scheduling or HR related activities. Then you are supposed to frequently work with date and time functions. And we are having the financial functions. Financial functions are very much required when we are dealing with Excel, and different category of functions are there. We are having a PMT function, rate, PV, that means we can find the present value or the future value, and if we want to find the internal rate of returns. Being the student of management, you are familiar with these terms, but you are performing the calculations by hand, but Excel facilitates you by providing these financial functions, and by using these functions you can speed up your execution. Now let us understand what are the different type of financial functions we deal with in Excel. These are some of the important functions. First and the foremost is the PMT. It calculates loan repayment based on the constant payment and a constant interest rate. Rate is the next financial function that returns the interest rate per period of a loan or investment. And PV returns the present value of an investment based on the constant interest rate and the payments. Subsequently, we are having FV, which is the future value of an investment based on the constant payments and a constant interest rate. And subsequently, we are having IPMT and PPMT, where IPMT calculates the interest paid during a period of a loan or investment, and PPMT calculates the principal payment made in a period of investment. Further, we are having IRR, which is the internal rate of returns. This function returns the rate of return, internal rate of return on a series of regular investments. And we are having XIRR, which returns the internal rate of returns on a series of irregular payments on an investment. Nonetheless, we are having NPV that returns the net present value of an investment based on a series of cash flow and a discount rate. And lastly, the most using function is XNPV, and this function returns the net present value of an investment based on a series of cash flows, the dates of the cash flows and a discount rate. So we had already gone through different type of functions. We had understood the most common financial functions, date and time functions, text functions, lookup and reference functions, statistical functions, mathematical and trigonometrical functions, logical functions, and they all are comprised in built-in functions. So I hope you appreciate that what kind of facilities and features are available in Excel, which helps you to work with very complex situations, and this helps you to understand the actual requirement of functions and formulas. And you enjoyed this session, I hope, and we will be exploring these functions in our subsequent sessions. Thank you.